Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via not available on Sundays, Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shabba.
Some of you caught that and some of you didn't.
And for those of you who didn't, this ain't for you. Even though everything's for you.
I mean, it can be for you, but don't be selfish.
Everything we do for you, pencil pushers.
So, previously on the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop, we was doing shit.
What was that?
We were doing shit.
Yeah, we was doing. What you talking about?
We were doing all type of shit. You know?
Oh yeah, we were.
That's what we do.
While the show was going on, we talked about Santos Escobar, and his absence and possible appearance on AEW television that Wednesday.
Right.
Well, that
because one of his coworkers had just done the same thing.
Well, we'll come back to him in a second too, because that story, that the idea that was going to happen at age like breast milk. Right, not long after we finished recording that last episode, Santos Escobar re-signed with WWE. I'm indifferent, but if whatever works for him works for us. So
facts. Yeah.
there it is.
I'm in no position to debate you about what you decide to do when it comes to earning money.
Getting a new bag for a company that you worked for the previous 5-6 years, and feel that the bag is secure enough to help you with your financial future. You see the name of the episode, Rich Ninja Problems. That's where we at with it.
So sometimes good things come to those who wait.
And he waited it completely out and got what he got something good enough to where he said this is the move. So
I'm gonna keep it G with you. I feel like what Andrade did in the moment helped Santos secure a better deal.
And before we get too deep into those woods, because we had to revisit that first, because that was just like, oops.
That's why we did the segue with previously on the Broken Pencil Booking Company.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was. What do you do? Today is you're hearing this on Monday, October the 20th. Year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
2020.
I got 5 on it.
Got it good. We also are recording this on Saturday, October the 18th, year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
2025.
I got 5 on it.
Still got it good. Yeah. And the reason why I gave you both dates is today, later on today in the year of our Lord, the AEW WrestleDream PLE takes effect in
No. They're still pay-per-view. Don't put that PLE jacket on them people.
My bad. The AEW pay-per-view WrestleDream takes place this
WYBA.
evening. There was something. Oh, Cena. I made an errata on the last episode as well. The Howard Theater is not where this Saturday night's main event is going to take place. That for Cena's last match is going to be the Capital One Bank Center or Capital One Center. Yeah, Capital One Center is what it's called.
Hey,
yeah.
Riddle me this. Let's say Cena's last match was not going to be a Saturday night's main event.
Okay.
And Boston had not played with Cena's name the way they did. Do you think we could have filled any sort of a stadium for Cena's last match, like a WrestleMania light?
There's only one venue that I know that probably would be available during that time frame. And pardon me while I open up this blind here, because I need some more sunlight. Rich people problems.
We don't need more sunlight. Vitamin D is free.
No, it's not. 18 years. 18 years.
Touche. Thank you, Kendrick, for putting that out in the atmosphere. That's funny.
Oh. The only place I can think of, with the exception of bowl games, which I'm sure they could have did a workaround with this one, is San Antonio's Alamo Dome.
So you don't think we could have pulled that off in the East Coast?
Weather-wise, if you're not talking Florida, nah. And even Florida, where would you put it at? Miami's going to be busy because it's bowl season. Tampa, football season. You're not going to have that kind of you have to look at Tampa's football schedule, make sure there's nothing going on at Raymond James, and then be able to erect a WWE set worthy enough of calling it Cena's last match. And then on top of that, you need construction time. Not to say they couldn't pull it off or don't have enough collateral in their trucks right now to do what you're talking about. I just don't think it's feasible from a logistics standpoint.
I agree with everything you just said, but at the same time, I'm fantasy booking, so just ride with me on this.
Okay, so all the things are taken care of when we got them. Where do we go?
Right, essentially, who is it, Daddy? What does he do? Basically, where can you go, and is it possible to fill it? I feel like I already know the answer to one of those questions. So, considering most of the stadiums on the East Coast, for whatever inexplicable reason other than weather advantage, are open. So the new Meadowlands is open.
MetLife.
Yeah, MetLife. I'm a 90s kid who watched ESPN.
Everything's in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Literally everything. Let's get it.
Everything there is the Meadowlands. I don't care what you name it.
Yeah.
It's just like with AT&T Stadium. I'm not gonna.
It's still Jerry World or Cowboy Stadium. Is all it is.
That's it. That's all I'm calling. I don't care who has the sponsorship. I don't even know what the Rangers' new stadium is actually called. It's the ballpark.
It's Globe Life. So Globe Life Field was the old one.
Right.
Is the new one Globe Life Field?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You're the baseball aficionado between us.
Speaking of, bruh, we never talk this serious about baseball. Shohei Ohtani.
Say, I heard about it. I didn't necessarily watch it.
Dear God, he put on a performance of a lifetime. He put on a performance of a generation. I don't know if we'll ever see what he did last night done ever again in baseball.
I saw it with Trav. I was like, Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player of all time, and I'm like, that's it. And
mind you, he almost got banned. He almost got banned. Beginning of this season, it was almost a wrap for him.
And that goes to show you, like, some of these air quotes rules are not as beneficial to the game as you might be able to sell it.
For those of you not in know, don't play baseball, or your team got knocked out like mine did, Shohei Ohtani last night Friday night against the Milwaukee Brewers put up 10 strikeouts and six scoreless innings pitched. 6 innings, 1 out pitched, 10 strikeouts. On the offensive side, he went 3 for 3. They walked him once, and every at bat he was there was a solo home run shot. Fam, a pitcher.
Sorry, no, that's not a pitcher. That's a baseball player.
That is
like, okay. I give you a not as good example. Scat Pack, Cam Scatterboo. that kid is a football player.
Listen, somebody said that him. What's their quarterback?
Jackson Dart.
They said Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo eat crayons. I believe it.
I would not argue with that at all. And I'm not a Giants fan by any stretch of the imagination, but you kind of got to be happy for Giants fans because they've done so much stupid shit over the last 10 years. You had 2 generational talents that you pretty much effed over.
Tricked off, yeah.
Tricked off. You tricked off the church's money at least once in this generation. Now you got They had a name I saw them called, and it was like perfect.
Who Cam and Dart?
Yeah.
Let's see if the Google machine is fired up on this one.
Yeah, it was a nickname I saw for them in the comment section, and it was perfect. Arm and Hammer. You see, Arm and Hammer are like, you got to be excited for Giants fans because they finally have something to root for and root about.
And it came in the most organic of forms.
Jackson Dart playing in one of the most ridiculous necklaces I've ever seen on a quarterback. He had like the Seth Rollins type choker, but his was all the way iced out.
Like the real, like, you know, it's weighted.
Right. Because like if Lamar Jackson had played with that necklace on, it probably would have been the talk of all sports. It'd have been a different narrative. But it was hilarious to see Jackson Dart wearing that, putting up the numbers he did, and beating Philadelphia all on like Thursday Night Football. Hilarious. But back to what we was on though. Okay, these outdoor stadiums, okay, cool, that may not be it just because of weather, but I would like to believe it's not blistering cold yet in those places, considering we're operating late October, early November.
Give me a city because I can tell you what the weather is here.
I'm locked in on like everything East Coast. If it's not, you know,
like Northeast.
Yeah, I'm like,
nah, you can hang that up. It's fall. Like, it's already, the leaves have already changed colors. You can hang that up. Like,
okay, so
like
TD Gardens, which is essentially, you know what it is.
The Boston Gardens.
The Celtics play.
Yeah.
You don't think we could have packed that out for Cena's last match?
That's not even a question. I think that's where they tried to have it at. That's the venue they run.
That's what I'm saying. Did they really try? Because that don't feel like they tried.
I think what it was Boston wanted too much money to hold the event.
Which, okay, that probably would have shut conversations down because WWE is now in the place where they get the money to bring the event. You pay us to show up.
Yeah, I think in this situation, and I don't know if they had to rearrange the NBA schedule, which I don't think you can really do like that, or even the hockey schedule, but it was something to the effect that Boston requested, wanted too much money, or wanted something on the back end, some kind of promise or something that was too much. Don't quote me on that, but that's just what I read.
And that's where I feel like, okay, this is Cena. This ain't anybody else that's about to retire, because that's another thing. Now that Cena's on his way out, everybody seems to be announcing their retirement. Joe says that at the end of this AEW deal, he's probably done. AJ has announced that next year will be his final year. And I feel like there's somebody else I'm forgetting who just recently announced their,
There wasn't an announcement. There was content put out there for Brock Lesnar, and on 2K right after AJ announced his retirement tour. Brock Lesnar's DLC is known as retirement tour for 2K. I don't know if that's.
I didn't realize that was who that was for.
Yeah,
okay,
that's for Brock Lesnar.
That's wild. Like almost that whole 2002 class. Well, half of it, half that 2002 class from OVW is like they're calling it quits and hanging it up.
I mean, so we got Brock, Shelton, Batista's gone, Cena, Orton.
Yes.
So Orton hasn't announced anything yet.
I don't think he's retiring anytime soon, especially if you can space out his appearances.
Yeah, which they're doing a great job of that.
See, he certainly doesn't have to wrestle weekly television. He should be put in a position where he's an attraction to a degree. You just got to build it the right way. And I would figure, considering this current regime of creative, Randy Orton's legacy should be as safe as anyone's, because they have pissed all over Cena's. I'm sorry.
And if you want him to even tie Cena, you got to be able to hot shot.
I don't think that's the goal anymore. I'll be honest with you. I think that's over with.
What was cool though was during the pandemic how he was able to get 2 title runs quickly.
Factual. Like you can absolutely manufacture a 1 or 2, because whenever he gets this program where Cody jumped off, you can absolutely get 2 title reigns out of that program if you so saw fit. Or if you wanted to bring back like the gauntlet matches where there's a new champion for like 15 seconds, like you can stat pad if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, so like if you do it like a lottery where if it's a champion's gauntlet match and the champion doesn't have the advantage, i.e. going last, then you have the champion draw like 2 or 3, defeat him, and then the last man is the last one that gets the pin ends up with the championship. So then you could possibly have 3 champions before the end of the match, but you're probably only going to have 2 new champions before the end of the match. So I like that idea. I just hate gauntlet matches.
Gauntlet matches, turmoil, all of the above. Like Brian Kendrick ended up as WWE champion for like 5 minutes because of that type of match structure. I think that's kind of cheating the system. But
to get a number, absolutely.
On the cool, what I would like to see is where are we with Orton? 14?
I believe we're at 14.
Okay, cool. So the 2 title changes or the 2 extra reigns that I said you could get out of a Cody and Randy program, I would like to get him to 16. Only to fall short of getting 17 in his last match.
Yeah, 14 is the number. I mean, because right now it's Cena, Flair, Triple H, Orton.
Don't forget Charlotte. She's in there somewhere.
Orton / Charlotte, because they're tied at 14.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So 100%, we can get there. How dedicated are you to getting there? And I'm very cool with getting him to 16, building that for the retirement tour, only for him to come up short of 17 in his last match versus whoever the champion is, which, if I'm going to keep it G, I would predict that it would be maybe Braun Breaker. So put Braun Breaker all the way over on the way out. Now, mind you, this is maybe, 2-3 years from now, but if you play it right,
Breaker or Fatu?
Breaker's a more natural opponent. I feel like Randy's gonna be a face on his way out just because of the respect level. Nah,
I hear you. I don't like that.
I can deal with Fatu as a heel because I already know what he's gonna do.
Right, and after like.
So
they're cleansing
of the bloodline.
They're cleansing him right now with his face run. Like the fans loved him anyway. Like They didn't have to turn him face. He could have remained the werewolf. Now apparently he's the tribal werewolf, not just the Samoan werewolf.
And I'm certain that's on purpose.
Yeah, and because Samoan werewolf gives an entirely different connotation to his presentation.
Factual, but then again, you have people you have chefs in the kitchen who may not understand the palate of everyone they're serving these meals.
Oh boy! While we're on the topic of this, here's something that didn't make the agenda.
God.
Story floating around the internet right now is.
I hope this is fake.
The newest member of WWE Creative is ChatGPT.
Well, UMF's just throwing stuff up in the cloud looking for. See, this is the problem.
And the story, and again, there's so much of this nonsense. I won't even call it fake. It's just nonsense floating around out there. Like the story that said it was being pitched was a Bobby Lashley who's enthralled with Japanese culture.
Like what? And then I saw the repost was like, so Lord Tensai was an AI contribution. Like, come on, bro. Like,
shouts out Petty Messiah. He mentioned Vinbot. I'm like, yo, Vince in his worst form is better than this shit.
Neck and neck, because we've seen Vince was responsible for Lord Tensai.
Well, also remember he shot down Bobby's idea when he was with Leo. Bobby wanted to go on a weight gain bender and start losing where he was almost like Vader. But I feel like 90s Vince would have accepted that though. We pretty much got it with Vader.
Now Vader never started looking like Bobby Lashley to even be able to get back to looking like Bobby Lashley.
But to call himself a fat piece of shit on the pay-per-view when we had never heard a curse word before.
I mean, those are some real life emotions, you know,
boiling over.
Yeah, boiling over. Like seriously, because we never quite got on track with Vader other than when he first got there. But Bobby Lashley gaining an obscene amount of weight and then being able to lose it, I think might have gone over better if he wasn't at an elevated age. And
number one, absolutely, because even 50 doesn't look like himself after he got all that muscle mass and dropped it for a movie. He looks closer to the movie 50 that he did that in. And sad to say, that movie went straight to Netflix or Amazon. It went straight to over the top. It wasn't even a theatrical release.
Proof that sometimes you put the effort in and it don't come together.
But now here we are looking at the remnants of that, or the recovery of that 50 versus the Get Rich or Die Trying 50 that we had grown to know over the previous 10, 15 years prior to this movie role that he did.
So essentially you got Bobby doing something that's just, it's hella risky for the age he is, and if he's doing it for work reasons, there's liability.
For the age, for his body type, for the fact that he has not changed his appearance in the 20 years we've seen him on television.
Being willing to change the appearance is everything. And here's what I don't
understand.
understand.
Your body won't allow that.
That's okay. If Bobby thought he could pull it off, I don't see why we did. I know why we didn't. I'm just saying you probably could have. There's worse ideas that have been greenlit, is what I'm saying.
Katie Vick.
Rusev's cook.
Yeah. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Come on, fam. Like we do have things that have gone completely awry that should have.
Which ironically included Bobby Lashley.
Schmitsky baby kicking.
Yeah. Mae Young's hand.
Yeah, Mae Young. The same page. Mae Young giving birth to a hand. Like we have seen JR having his own head shoved up his ass.
Oh boy.
Like there have been some absolutely awful things greenlit that were way worse.
JR fired for having Bell's palsy.
JR and Michael Cole openly beefing.
Hell, JR managing Dr. Death Steve Williams while he's recovering from Bell's palsy.
My God. Like there have been some Hawk's addiction.
Oh dear God! Oh man! Oh,
these are just all off the top.
That one's almost unforgivable because of how Hawk went out.
Kai and Tai, choppy your
pee. Hell, Mexicools.
Oh my God! The whole existence of the Mexicools is one huge. Come on, bro! You can't do this.
Anyway,
Sherwin White. You see, we can do this all day for decision making, and you mean to tell me we're gonna start using AI? So this is why I can't get the follow up interview? Because y'all are just throwing shit in the chat GPT now. I can see if you were using it to check your work and then maybe pitch an alternative, but that's just lazy.
All right, for context, back to what we were talking about stadium wise. Right. I pulled up. I didn't want to do East Rutherford, but I can just for the sake of this conversation. I pulled up Foxborough.
Okay.
The low tonight in Foxborough is going to be 34 degrees.
Again, I feel like wrestling fans are dedicated enough to brave the elements.
That's fine. What about those hitting 2x4s covered with a 1-inch mat? You think those bones want to hold up a 34-degree weather? This ain't football. It's not padded.
Space heaters, bro.
Oh, there you go.
They'll find a way to keep you warm. That ain't the issue either.
All right, so let's go to East Rutherford with that. Low tonight 46.
We've done WrestleMania in the rain. We've done that. We've done WrestleMania absolutely in the rain. We've done Miami. Matter of fact, we've done multiple WrestleManias in the rain because they couldn't stay out of Miami for a couple years. So somebody gonna have to give me a better answer.
Okay. All right. Before we get too far, because we've already we've hit the ground running. VitaHermosaCigars.com. Vita Hermosa is a beautiful life. We have 5 Atola. We got 2 more coming. We have events happening between now and the end of the year. Shouts out to my good people in Fort Myers, Florida. Let's see here. Courtney, Danielle, Mr. Mayor of Downtown Fort Myers, Anthony Roberts, Quanah Hill, what up? Maria, what up? World Famous Cigar Lounge took good care of me. Shouts out to Kevin. Kevin, I'll talk to you on Monday. And then also Serwin Vega Pro Audio. SerwinVega.com is the website. Serwin Vega for your Bluetooth audio, personal audio, studio, pro audio, power sports, motorcycle audio, marine audio. Suave, where we at?
On a boat.
Let me tell you something. The yacht game in Florida was so stupid. I almost went and bought me a boat just so I could say I had one, even if I didn't hop on it. That's rich people problems. SerwinVega.com. Enter in the code BPBC in your checkout, 10% off your purchase. There's that. And then also tinyurl.com/BPBC merch. Go there and get the cool shirts. I got a shirt I still haven't worn yet. There it is, right there on your screen. QR code. If you're listening to this, here it is, tinyurl.com/BPBC merch, the official home of Broken Pencil Booking Company, Pearls and Podcasts, infused with hip hop merchandise. And then if you are watching this, you can just press and hold the QR code if you're on an iPhone. Press and hold the square if you're on an Android. Circle the QR code, takes you right to the website. We make it easy for you.
Watch us on your TV, then use your phone to take notes and also go to the shop and buy you some merch. And then that top right-hand corner, you see that QR code there? That's where you tap in with all Broken Pencil Booking Company places of streaming everywhere.
Not to mention, word on the street is in 2026, official Spotify podcast will have a home on Netflix.
It's something to think about. You know, we have had our differences as music artists with Spotify, so it's a weird time. Like, you kind of want to be there, but at the same time,
what a time to be alive!
What a time to be alive!
Oh man,
drinking yours and I'm drinking mine.
So we have. Oh, while we are in WWE, we'll slowly transition over to AEW. Nick Khan came out this past week and seems to think that beyond a shadow of a doubt that there will be no problem with people from this side of the world traveling over to the desert of Saudi Arabia, the kingdom, if you will, for WrestleMania in Riyadh season, which apparently is year round. Nah, is my answer. Plain and simple.
Hey. So first, I'm like, the tickets to go to a WrestleMania are exorbitant. They're a lot. So
Cena's last match up for a champion package starts at $10,500, and that's one of the 2 packages that's left. Go ahead.
There's that part, and there's no reason to think that next year won't be more expensive than even this year, because this year is more expensive than last year. There is excessive inflation taking place with WrestleMania surrounded events, and those are domestic to the United States. So now you're looking, and I know WrestleMania is an international event. People come from all over the world. However, you're looking for people to book flights to Saudi Arabia, then pay for lodgings because you got to stay somewhere. You can't sleep on the street. They don't play them games. Then you have to get into WrestleMania. So you've flown there, you got somewhere to stay, all the stuff we said about Vegas. Then you got to get into the event. So there's that money. Then there's the question of, what is your product giving me that makes me want to fly over across to the other side of the world instead of streaming it on ESPN or Netflix or Peacock?
This is 2027 for WrestleMania, correct? Because 2026 is in Vegas, right?
Facts.
I'm not 100% sold on the idea that the people of this country will be the safest traveling outside of it, let alone by air, in 2027.
And then there's that. And then there's the idea you got to get over there and have full assurances that you can come back.
A lot of people won't, because they'll bring their industrious habits, wink, wink, along with them, and they'll realize that's not the place for any of that.
This ain't that.
You remember the first Crown Jewel we call Crown Fool?
Yeah, and there's a reason we call it Crown Fool.
What was the main thing we saw in the front row?
Dignitaries
with
choppers. Gold one.
Gold one.
Gold.
There's a certain type of individual that you have to be to have to hold one and be around gold choppers.
So that begs the question to the untrained eye: who are you more afraid of, the guy with the all gold chopper or the guy he's protecting?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
And I don't think a lot of, certainly domestically here in the U.S., but even some of the outlying countries that always converge on the U.S. for WrestleMania, I don't think they're ready for that type of culture shock. Added to the fact, I don't feel confident enough in the current product that in 2027, you're going to be able to draw me into thinking about flying there and putting myself into that environment for a week just to see WrestleMania.
Knowing how the cards have been put together for Saudi over the last 7 years, I'm not sold on the idea that I even want to go over there to be disappointed by what my who ain't gonna win booking in my head was gonna look like.
Because Saudi is gonna pay for some stuff that
we will never see here.
One, that we'll never see. Two, that we didn't think was possible, or ending up. Three, should have never been suggested.
Or suggested or greenlit for that matter. Because I just got a feeling we're gonna say stop, no, and don't a few times during that WrestleMania.
Everybody wanted to see one more match from Shawn Michaels until you saw it, and it was a tag team match, and it wasn't good.
And the wrong person got the wrong injury.
So you put the Attitude Era in the ring in Saudi, and everybody left hurt.
You're not going to go find the remaining pieces of ECW to bring them back for one more night stand. Yeah,
I am fond of everything in ECW from probably 95 to the time it closed. You're not going to get another Raven Tommy Dreamer match in 2025. And nor should you.
And if Paul Heyman, the mastermind behind ECW, wants you to let go of it, who am I to not listen to the person who birthed the baby?
The Dudley Boys just let it go, and that's even probably 15 years too late.
We hadn't seen Devon, I don't think, in a match since he left WWE after that last run that they had. Bubba has been doing Bubba things, but to see Bubba Ray or Bully has been doing Bully things, but to see Bubba Ray and Devon together as a unit, we knew, especially after the Hardys got the NXT tag belts, we knew the titles weren't going to change hands. We didn't know what kind of match we were going to get out of them. The match was actually pretty good from everything that I saw.
I haven't seen the match, but I also know Devon had his whole spine replaced damn near.
25 years removed from the original tables, ladders, and chairs. Here they go with one more table match to end the Dudley Boy's career.
Yeah, I don't need that. The benefit of the tape library is to go back and live those moments when you feel nostalgic. It does not mean that you have to bring that energy to 2025 and try to recreate it for a new audience. I hate that about Hollywood. I hate that about wrestling. Some stuff just doesn't need to be rehashed. I don't need you to try to make another version of the Sandlot. I'll go watch Sandlot when I feel like watching Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, I'm not so sold on the idea of anything old is new again. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar versus The Rock. I don't want to see The Rock versus John Cena. I don't want to see HBK.
No, I take that back. I would take The Rock versus John Cena during Saturday nights during this like retirement match.
I'm talking 2027 in Saudi.
Oh no. If it's anything, we're gonna finally get Roman versus Rock like we were supposed to get at 40.
I don't want to see another Stone Cold match ever.
I ain't gonna lie, I would take a Stone Cold Steve Austin match under the right circumstances.
No.
But it's about who. I want to see Austin versus Punk.
And so that begs the question, like, where's the star power at? Because, like, Roman, I mean, here's your daily acknowledgement. Roman, Punk, Kung Fu Panda for what it's worth.
If he's amicable.
Boys, same with Punk.
Nah, but see, okay, no, you right. I ain't even gonna try to make a case for it. Punk been hurt just as many times as Rollins in the last 2 years.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about injuries. I'm talking about mental capacity. I mean, naturally, you don't want to miss out on a bag like that. But Sammy could not even go to Saudi until 2 years ago.
I mean, well, you know, times have changed. He can go now. Get on the plane. Punk done already been, so that's over with. By 27, you would think you would have pulled the trigger on Breaker being some form of champion. Same thing.
Yeah,
potentially Fatu.
Yeah, both of them. I think in the next 18 months between now and the time that Mania happens in Saudi, both those two would have already had a championship run, possibly another Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso run in there as well. Possibly another Volta run because he'll be back.
Because you got two shows, 2 titles. You got Royal Rumbles and Money in the Bank situations that have to take place between now and then. I would assume Jacob Fatu is going to be in the mix with that somewhere. You're going to have... One thing we know for sure, you're going to have to invest in new stars by the time 27 gets here because there's no way you can take 2025's current product and fill anything. And
so here's what we got, right?
Unless that place is content starved, which you haven't quite done that with Saudi, but you keep playing that game, and eventually. But go ahead.
TNA stars aside,
okay,
and I'm going to respectfully put the women aside because even though women's matches have been more acceptable over there, they're not accepted yet, as evidenced by the last trip they made to Saudi. So
it's not a drawing situation.
So new stars.
Okay.
Obafemi, Trick Williams.
You can already see the problem that's going to happen in Saudi if those are the 2 you leave.
Wait for the third one. Javon Evans.
And then the ladies from NXT. I mean, you said
ladies aside. Because it's not even, their conversation won't even be fair for them.
Shout out Jada Parker, but go ahead.
Yeah, Kalani Jordan. Like it's not fair to them. What's going to happen to them by that time is not fair to them. I feel so bad for them. And WWE, yeah, you're listening because I made mention about John Cena going on the Nick Dinsmore finishers tour to end the rest of his and yeah, y'all pull that shit out in spades. So you're welcome. You're welcome. You know.
I love how we say stuff out loud. Just
because for a nominal fee.
Soon to be
a phenomenal fee.
We will slice off some of this broken pencil knowledge and put it on the plate.
Man,
we can do that both ways. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna send the collection plate around. That's the point.
Absolutely, we are.
Yeah.
There's one more. Miles Bourne. I like him because not only is he extremely talented, he doesn't let his handicap define who he is.
Which is?
He's deaf.
Okay. Me and NXT. I've heard that before. I just the name didn't.
He's Baby Orton. He's Orton's son. That's the best way I can describe him.
Joe Hendry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Joe Hendry definitely. Because he's supposed to be main roster. I think after Rumble moving forward anyway.
So I mean, there's gonna have to be a lot of investment. 2027 WWE product cannot look like 25 if you're expecting full participation from domestic fans.
It damn sure can look like 08.
Well,
or 13 for that matter.
Shout out to Ruthless Aggression. I mean, you charging more and getting less at this point. Cause like, let's call a spade a spade. I know it's the new fun thing to do on the internet is blame The Rock for everything that air quotes is wrong with today's current product. But let's keep it cheap. There is a chief content officer that is responsible for what you see weekly.
That's number one. Number two, I blame you for not being vocal enough.
That part. You on the internet complaining to each other, but you're not talking with your money. You're not talking with your attendance. You're not talking with any of the things that matter that facilitate change in a transactional relationship.
You got the balls to do this, but ain't got the balls to do this. And if you got the balls to do this, when you go, you don't have the balls to walk out. And that goes for the arenas that hold 13,000. That goes for the stadiums that hold 40 to 80,000. That goes for the super stadiums that hold 80 to 120,000. Y'all don't have the balls to walk out when things don't go your way.
I remember when they tried to get cute and walk out on Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns, and I'm like, are we serious right now?
Roman Brock, same.
So
and that was deserved at that time. It was deserved.
I get it. Now, you didn't even walk out on Fiend versus Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell.
You didn't walk out on a tape.
You acted a damn fool afterwards, but you didn't walk out on what was going on at the time.
You didn't walk out on a taped Orton versus Fiend while you're in the arena.
I'm saying you couldn't walk out on that.
You could. Oh, you damn sure could have.
The way that was Thunderdome era when they set that man on fire.
No, not that. I'm talking about the it was
WrestleMania 33.
It was a Mountain Dew sponsored.
When they did the match, it was pre-cinematic era, but it was like the match they were filming, but it was still daytime where they were.
Yep,
it was filmed at night.
Yep.
I mean, it had potential. It just wasn't executed properly.
And your point?
It was that. No, that was my point. It wasn't executed properly. That's it. It was pre-cinematic era. I'm not excusing it. I'm just, that is what that is. Just, yeah. If you're not willing to invest, then they're never gonna stop giving you garbage. That's it. Now, everybody can be vocal and say they're tired of the bloodline this, tired of Roman that, but keep it G. When has WWE television and subsequent PLEs been more entertaining? Were we having better business and having more fun in 23 and 24? Or are we having better situations now? You tell me. Because I can account for 5 years of getting to it storyline-wise where appointment television was being made.
Oh, appointment television were PLEs where the cars didn't make any sense.
Sorry,
you had PLEs that didn't have stars on them, and given on a 100 scale, you're getting like 93, 94 scorecards. And then you had over on NXT, there was a damn near decade stretch where, and I say damn near because it stopped, where you could not miss an NXT PLE.
And now you're going to try to sell me at some point, like for the rest of 25, you're going to sell me that either Rollins is done for the year or that some point over the next 3 months, he's going to be, back to normal from whatever injury he just suffered, self-imposed. And then I'm supposed to buy this reunion with Roman.
And I have no idea what's up with Fatu. Like we already know
recovery for whatever it is if the reports are true, which is that there's just a non-wrestling injury.
It's so painful. It's so I understand how you have to write people off TV. That's cool. I get it. To do it in your backyard is insane.
So yeah, like It had better be legit because if you're cheating San Jose and subsequently
Sacramento on Monday.
Sacramento out of seeing Jacob Fatu, like that's cutting off your hand to spite your wrist. Or nose to spite face, whichever one of those analogies works better for you.
My wrist does not deserve these fingers. These digits got to go somewhere else. They don't belong on this wrist. Sorry.
Facts. To hell with these fingernails. Lop the whole hand off.
Manicure.
Yeah, I'll never spend another dime getting paraffin wax on my hands. More rich problems.
Speaking of rich problems in WWE,
come on, drive this car.
Andrade was subsequently released from his WWE contract. We talked about it on this show that apparently he was free and clear. And we assumed that he was free and clear as he popped up on AEW television. Never in the history of ever has somebody, for at least for as long as we've been doing this podcast, been released and been free and clear without the 90-day no-compete. Andrade showed up on AEW Dynamite for the 6-year anniversary show, and we just assumed everything he said was correct.
Yeah, everything was copacetic.
There has been a few fuck around to find out moments from us that we have talked about and tried to figure out what the ramifications would be.
Right.
This is the one that we never saw in all of our years of fandom. This is the situation that we never saw that showed up in real time.
We've seen it.
Apparently, Andrade was still within his 90-day no-compete. Showed up on AEW television. Disappeared. At nowhere to be seen. Gone.
Unmentioned.
Right? Unmentioned. The internet started interneting. We find out that not only is he within his 90 days, that TKO, since purchasing the WWE and creating this TKO conglomerate with UFC with Endeavor, if you are fired for breach or are released with just cause, your 90-day no-compete now becomes 365 days.
And if I'm not mistaken, that applies to anywhere in the United States. A competing entity within the United States.
Now, let's also backtrack. The reason it appears that Andrade thought he was okay to show up on anywhere else is because when he asked for his release, he had been taken off TV and was not getting paid. Let me tell you something, sir. Let me tell you something, Suave. What you not gonna do is tell me that I gotta be somewhere, you have nothing for me, and the last thing I'm gonna get is a paycheck, and I can't go make some money.
Yeah, that sounds like I almost said something that I shouldn't have. That just sounds like kick dough activity. Like you need to go visit somebody. Here's where the problem with that immediately is. For all of my life, professional wrestlers have been categorized as independent contractors.
Yep.
There is so much wrong with that it's a whole episode by itself. But
it's the easiest safety net for a company that has the type of product that any pro wrestling organization has. But continue.
Now, you heard yourself on their job. They will fund all of your medical expenses until you're back up, which is shown with the recent release of Ridge Holland, where he's finally been cut loose, but he's rehabbing now, and WWE has informed him they will continue to fund his rehab efforts, which is admirable. He hurt himself with on the product. It wasn't like a
Frank
fall off a motorcycle.
Liz Frank, look up Liz Frank injury.
So there's that.
Wait, hold on. There's one that you didn't know about.
Who?
Kylie Ray. She re-signed to NXT under, I believe, a WWID deal, right?
Okay.
She was released while pregnant.
Yikes.
And they paid her $500.
That's trash.
Also alleged, thanks to internet scuttlebutt, it's alleged, but that's Meanwhile, Ruby Soho hasn't been seen on TV in AEW in almost 2 years.
That's no good. That's no good, my friend.
And her and Angelo Parker have opened up a novelty store.
Go shop with them.
You go support it.
So here's the problem, my friend. It is the fact that when you look at the situation, it is categorically impossible to put a non-compete on someone who isn't an employee. You would have to categorize that individual as an employee to legally execute a non-compete. Problem is, nobody's taken them to task on that yet. Because what typically what the internet will always say, because I don't know what this thing is about, they always acquiesce to power in the comment section, but they want freedom. Beside the point. Is saying you which is the truest thing you can say if you're going to side with power is saying you don't have to sign the contract. That's the only thing that kind of says this, but it's morally and it's legally improper to impose a non-compete against someone who is not an employee of yours. They are an independent contractor. That's like me as an independent contractor. I DJ a party. The party gets shut down for whatever reason. Probably because I don't play too much of that shit. But the party gets shut down. I'm released from future events. And you tell me for the next year I can't go DJ for nobody else. Or if I'll make it simpler. I'm a club DJ. Something happens at the club gets shut down. But because now you shut down or you waiting on a rebuild, you say I cannot go DJ for any other club for a year.
Bruh, and sidebar, this is the first time I've ever seen this. I saw a news story this morning that there are clubs in the Piedmont Triad area, which is Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point. They're getting shut down and sued by ASCAP and BMI for licensing issues with music being played in their venues. I have never in my ever 40 years or 30 years of being in that environment, never heard that they come and knock on the doors. I commend them for it because it provides accountability for making sure artists get paid for the stuff that gets played while they're inside these clubs or whatever, because sometimes stuff gets played 20, 30 times in a 4-hour span. That's cool.
Because I just assumed like that them wasn't getting counted because I've played records that I'm like, unless you check my log, you don't know what I've played. Right.
And I don't know what the grounds were. I just know I saw the story this morning and they said it's like 10 venues getting sued in that area.
I mean, if the artists are actually gonna, benefit from it, cool. I'm all for it. If it's another issue where
if the industry's benefiting from it, kiss my ass.
To hell with you. To absolute hell with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andrade's in a very unique position. I think if he's got money in the war chest and he's able to, make a couple moves, I would challenge the fact if you have me off television and I'm not being paid, those days should count as time served towards a 90-day non-compete. Even though the non-compete itself is unethical in origin.
I don't know if anybody has even thought to challenge that. Because all we keep hearing...
Go ahead.
I said all we keep hearing is people like Freddie Prinze Jr. who wants to start organizations that include wrestlers in a union that gives them benefits.
That was the whole theory that AEW was trying to run with before they launched.
Until they
insurance for wrestlers and employees and the whole nine.
And with Big Pharma on a chase right now, like privatize. How can you privatize the public? Like you're a publicly traded company, but you want to privatize what happens within said company to the detriment of the consumer or the end user. Now,
because ain't nobody put their foot down.
I'm going to go high level here. For those of you who are in the medical industry or medical insurance industry listening to this, mind your damn business. I'm going high level and giving examples.
Okay.
If BPBC Championship Wrestling decides to put insurance for all 8 of its stars.
The main eventers.
No, that's the roster. We could only afford 8. 32 it's 32 combinations of matches is about to happen here. Y'all gonna have to deal with it.
We run a tournament every week. Championship tournament. It's King of the Ring every week at BPBC Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, and 2 people they're not going to be there every week. So just understand, y'all can get some long ass matches. In order for Joe Blow's Healthcare to give us a blanket policy that's going to cover these group policy that's going to cover these athletes because we want to provide for them.
Right. They
may charge us $1 and say, "Hey, your policy, your policy is going to be $1. It's the most expensive dollar ever, but it's going to be $1.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to cover 10% of that dollar for the athletes. So they still got to come out of pocket 90 cents every time they go to the damn doctor, or out of their paycheck rather. Now $1 seems very high, or it's very low, right? But it's not so low when your paycheck coming from us is only $2 a week, or $2 every 2 weeks. So now half of that is going to give you the benefit, but because of the type of industry that we're in, you still got to come out of pocket 90 cents every time you follow me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it's only because of how they will insure you based on your ability to, or inability to stay healthy for longer periods of time.
Right. And because this is also a high risk occupation.
That part.
I mean, I'm with you. I understand how the sausage is made, pause. But it's just, Andrade is in a very unique position. I'll keep saying that, where if he wanted to get down and really hammer some stuff out, he could legally. And here's the part I'm most concerned about. Like we've been talking about, the stars, the big names, they're starting to age out. I don't know I do know. You don't have anybody who's going to come into these situations and be able to demand changes in an agreement. Like, that list is probably like 3 wrestlers long.
Who? Give them to me.
Only because of current value and trying to look into the future.
Roman, Cody, and Seth?
Breaker.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I would say Fatu. I would say Rhea Ripley.
Damn.
Rhea could push the limits and say, I'll sign this new deal. She's young enough that she'll get another deal. I'll sign this deal, but no non-compete. And somebody got to be the first. You got to set a precedent. Breaker could get away with it. Breaker has the lineage of people that would encourage him to get away with it.
66 is 2/3% chance that he'll be the first one to get it done. And if it's Rhea Ripley and Roman Reigns up there, then now it's 140 and 2/3% chance, because now his chance is exponentially increased.
Right. Roman don't give a damn about getting a non-compete release, because he ain't finna leave and go compete nowhere. He gonna leave and go to Hollywood if he go anywhere.
And I just
he gonna go home. And
I've seen him in a random cameo.
You feel what I'm saying? He gonna go home and enjoy his family after the Street Fighter movie. So he wouldn't demand that. Like, I don't see any more stars coming that would be able to make that demand. Brock Lesnar could, but Lesnar don't give a damn about working dates.
And he's not reliable. That's the thing. When he's there, he's great. But when he's not there, and of course, we don't know. He's not. I won't say reliable. It's available. That's the ability I was talking about.
I feel like his reliability and availability are based on his payability. If you can get the money to him, he there. When have you ever heard about Lesnar not being there when the check cleared?
Hell, he's been there when the check cleared and has been home before Raw's ended.
You see what I'm saying? Like if we really talking about it, he might be the most dedicated because he ain't missed no days. He was supposed to be there. It's just did somebody pay him what he was owed?
Yeah. And Andrade, not only is he the ripe age for this type of activity, but he's got at least 15 more years ahead of him if he stays healthy. And I think he's a star, even if it's not on American soil. With CMLL getting active with AEW, getting more visibility because of the AAA situation with WWE.
On the cool, that's where I would send him.
Him and Mystico is gold.
Like Tony Khan can facilitate the deal that way to where he can go to CMLL, do all his stuff because it's not in the United States, but Tony Khan is basically footing the bill for him to be there. So that when the non-compete is up, I can bring you back on television because we already have a deal in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of which, who did not do their due diligence to know that this man could not be on AEW television yet?
There's a lot of moving parts there because it's not like Andrade was talking to WWE. It's not like Tony Khan didn't just take Andrade's word for it, because that had to be what happened. Like, hey, they're not paying me. I've been released. Let's make this work.
You have a whole legal department though who is supposed to figure that out before you put pen to paper on bringing him back or anything else.
I'll go so far as to say I don't see a legal department. I see the legal team of Farrah and Farrah on payroll.
Either way,
there's a team in place.
There's somebody who didn't do what people like that are supposed to do. So now you have a whole situation where, I mean, as messed up as these contracts are, I don't know if anything would stop WWE or TKO from going towards recouping any of the money they've given him based on the breach of contract.
I don't know if he's actually gotten it. Well, I'm sure he's gotten something for Tony Khan, but let's start with this. So this is the first time that we've seen this happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a cease and desist that went out there, which is very, very amicable. Like here's that word again. It's very pragmatic of WWE or TKO to send a cease and desist, because you could have just been like, you knew better. FAFO. They sent him a cease and desist. So basically, you got paid. We'll see in a year. But if you do it again, we got to cut you.
I think the cease and desist is more of an amicable legal thing that they're doing for AEW. It's like, hey, maybe you didn't know, you were told the wrong thing. Here it is.
You didn't know? I'm here to tell somebody.
Homeboy got 90 days. You didn't know that? Cool, we're going to let this die. Just don't put him on TV no more. We don't need to see him.
Yeah.
That's one of those. This whole 1 year thing, that's where it's outrageous to sign a contract. Yeah. 1 year? I can't get no money for a year.
Yeah, that's left.
I mean, you
cannot tell me that you're binding me to a situation.
You're binding me to untelevised indies and autograph shows and WrestleCon.
GCW.
I got to get it out the mud for a whole year.
Now,
I mean, I get it. That's independent contractor, bing bong. But you put me in an employee situation. Like, I know executives that get let go, and you can't go to a competing brand and be an executive for X number of days or a year.
But those executives also have severance packages to go along with that too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pay me out the duration of that year,
That's literally the end of WCW for the Tier 1A talent.
That's all okay, boom. When I get released, let's negotiate something of a severance package. If you're gonna, let's do that. I get
X amount of money. You won't see him on TV for Y amount of months.
Yeah, you're treating me as though I'm an employee by imposing a non-compete. So my counter to that would be, I need a severance package. I need a lump sum of money that will sustain me for the projected time that I am not to work for anyone else who has a televised wrestling brand in the United States. Seem fair?
Fair enough.
Bring it up. Then I go take that money and I go to Japan.
Just not New Japan.
Yeah. There's plenty of places in Japan that are.
Well, I guess New Japan, they do talent trades, so that's one thing.
Only thing is they have American TV, so it's like, okay, keep me off of that. Don't put me on the show.
Yeah, don't put me on. Don't put me on strong. I don't want to be a strong champion.
I don't need that.
But Takeshita versus Andrade, money. Speaking of Takeshita, shouts out to the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the World, Konosuke Takeshita. We tried to tell y'all.
The boy got his own money.
We try to tell y'all.
Man,
and him and Kaz Okada right now, man, Don Callis is a fool for what he's doing right now. He about to create infighting within the faction.
I watched some old ECW, matter of fact, last night.
Cyrus.
Seeing Cyrus the Virus and knowing what he's morphed into as Don Callis, it's an acquired taste. Now, what they're doing with the Don Callis family is almost comedic. Here's the thing with AEW that you gotta learn. You cannot watch that show and assume everything is presented to you as a serious matter. Some of this is parody. Some of this is creative license. Some of this is improv comedy. So if you look at wrestling through that lens, the Don Callis family is like a parody of every wrestling faction ever. It's a parody of the Heenan family.
Dog, I was just about to say, not just a parody, but Don Callis is being a parody of Heenan himself, being on commentary during the matches for his faction. That fool Tony Schiavone asked him on Dynamite the other day. He said, "You got a screwdriver in your pocket?" Don said without hesitation, "No, I'm just happy to see you." And then Don and Bryan Danielson have this "I'm not supposed to like you" attitude, but those two on commentary simultaneously, some of the best stuff on TV right now. It's better than Vic Joseph dropping hip hop bars and confusing Booker T.
I'll put it like this: aside from the in-ring product, the actual wrestling from bell to bell, about 80% of what you see on AEW Dynamite and Collision, which I still have not started back watching 100%, is for shits and giggles. The in-ring product, that's where you're writing a love letter to the modern wrestling fan that lives in the chats and lives in the message boards. Like, I get it. I understand it. There's essences and nuances of the original ECW
everywhere.
I used to think that statement was asinine, but when you go back and watch older ECW with no prejudging, no bias, you realize, like, yeah, it's only about 8 people on this roster that's really like that.
Three ways and four ways don't happen without ECW. Period.
Facts. But look at the roster that was when ECW was at its highest. Look at what the roster looked like. You had Raven, you had Tommy Dreamer.
Your champion was Shane Douglas.
You got Shane Douglas with his franchise character. You had a reinvigorated Bam Bam Bigelow. You had
your TV champion is Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, Sabu and Van Dam. You had New Jack, and then certain iterations with the Gangsters.
Certain iterations with the Dudleys.
That part. Joel Gertner and his,
Well.
yeah, Joel Gertner and his word porn.
How did we get the greatest value Joel Gertner with Val Venus? How did we get to that from Joel Gertner? I will never understand that. That's the only reason Val Venus,
because that's what happens when wrestling companies use hand sanitizer before they put people out on TV.
Bruh.
That's all it is. It's a sanitized version of Joe Gertner because you couldn't go all the way that far. Like Simon Diamond had like an accompaniment or like a bodyguard whose name was Dick, and Cyrus went out of his way to make those type of jokes. And the pay-per-view I was watching was November to Remember '99, and then you have Simon Diamond cutting this promo, and because his bodyguard is named Dick, he gets to say "my dick is," and then you fill in the blank after that. Like just childish nonsense. To a 17-year-old, it's hilarious. And you have to have you have to understand that type of lens when you're looking at AEW. And I think if people took it that way, maybe part of the internet wouldn't be so critical of them. Now I get it. We say all the time, we watch shows that feel like they underdeliver or they're uninspired or whatever the case may be, but we don't constantly berate the product.
That's because we know when you had piss and vinegar and you had a lot of sweat equity into building up a product, you had time to think about what fans resented and what they didn't want to see. So for like the first year and a half, even 2 years, even with the pandemic involved, AEW Dynamite was appointment television.
Facts. And I had made a decision at that time to watch AEW over any version of WWE. I was going to watch them first.
We ended up losing NXT on Wednesdays because of how dope AEW was.
Look,
the only time this generation remotely close to even has a chance of getting a semblance of what we went through with 95 through 99 was on Wednesday nights until TNT or until AEW or NXT rather moved.
And I do realize there are a lot of people who started watching AEW to spite WWE. I was one of those people, but I also love watching wrestling in general. So I don't care if it's New Japan, CMLL, AAA, or AEW. I had kind of given up on TNA. I have to decide whether I'm going to get back into that. Was waiting on a situation to see if House of Glory was going to get some TV or a streaming situation. So
HOG and not even GCW, HOG and Fourth Rope. So
we gave GCW a chance. That lasted about.
I don't even want to rehash that piss poor decision.
I mean, just proof that we do our due diligence when it comes to content.
So before we move on real quick, let me ask you this. We have AEW /CMLL, WWE /NXT /AAA, New Japan, and then of course you have like all these amalgamations elsewhere, right?
Right.
Now think about boxing.
Okay.
Each boxing promotion has its own promoters, managers, if you will, right? WBA, WBC, WBO, IBF. And we have people who carry the championships for all of those organizations, right? Why are they not competing? Like if you bother to create a championship and a ranking system and rules and have referees on staff and medical on staff that represents each one of those organizations, how is it that you can make a decision? You can come to a vote with all the boards of all four of those. Now I know there's more than just the four, but with all four of those organizations to say this match or this bout is going to be contested under IBF rules for all four belts, a unification match, a unification bout that features me versus Suave Burgundy.
Because money don't give a damn who make it.
If that's true, then why don't we have AEW? And I know the answer to this is because it's scripted, it's predetermined. But why don't we have WWE champions coming to AEW? I mean, Wrestle Rock? Was that the one where they had all of the organizations coming together, and the promoters couldn't figure out who they wanted to win. So
Super Clash.
Yep. It was 3 of them, but the first one the
third is what ended it because you couldn't figure out if Lawler or Von Erich was going over. I mean, there's so many things to consider, and television time / streaming and all of that. It's real estate. Nobody wants to give up real estate to someone who is either on the level of them or on the rise. So you see every one of these partnerships, there's a dominant and then there's a submissive. Everybody chill. Those are just the words I used.
I'm in the car with you.
So everybody. So, okay. Here's how I know the internet isn't real.
I just saw your lower third outside.
You feel me? Yes, Iron Man match. I refuse to lose. We can go as many falls you want to. I'm not jobbing out. But
you get to be like, don't check your bank account, Rich.
just swipe. I don't care what it is. Just swipe. But you have the wrestling community now that is shading TNA because they feel like this resurgence and this new wave that they're on is WWE related and they couldn't have done it on their own. However, I did not hear any of those complaints or see that type of motion created when TNA had a partnership with AEW, or Impact had a relationship with AEW. The production value didn't go up the way it has now. The turnout was not what it is now. There wasn't very much crossover other than maybe Kenny playing belt collector.
Well, Christian Cage did win the TNA title.
The fact you can count everybody on one hand is an issue. The back and forth was what Kenny, Christian Cage, the Good Brothers, and how many TNA stars were prominently featured on AEW television that weren't already AEW contracted talent. I'll wait.
There was
you never saw Moose on AEW television.
It was only I'll tell you who it was. Because Moose, that's what Moose had signed that basically remainder of his career deal. It was a 7-year deal he signed. So that we weren't going to see him anyway. But I'm going to tell you who it was. It was Don Callis and the Good Brothers.
Who were already showing up on AEW television almost like AEW contracted talent. So, again.
But at the time, Don was an officer at AEW at the time. Or an official at AEW at the time.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Out of that partnership, where did TNA really benefit? Because you didn't see TNA commercials.
If anything, they went stock down. They lost.
You see what I'm saying?
They literally lost and got talent bigger bags because they already had names. Nobody got made out of that. The idea was to try to get some light on TNA to get TNA to be back to being that household name that it was. It worked the exact opposite. You have more people watching AEW for TNA talent than you have watching TNA for AEW talent.
Because people were slumming. Money don't give a damn who make it, but the people who do. But the people that make money, damn sure give a damn who makes it. They're not giving up real estate. AEW they send Kenny do the whole belt collector thing. Like, yeah, we'll send you one, but we not running no commercials, no ads. We're not trying to add to your viewership. If they happen to go watch you because Kenny is wearing the belt on TV, yeah, that's cool because we doing some of the shit that people want to see. We're feeding our audience by seeing, multiple champions pull up on TV or doing the whole Ultimo Dragon thing, carrying 9 belts. Because on the cool, and this leads into what we were going to discuss. AEW is the cruiserweight division in the main event scene.
Before we get into that, I got a little something that we got to talk about too as it relates to belt collecting.
Right on.
Last week, Mercedes Moné got her 10th title, so she is now Ultimo Monet, as she refers to herself.
Does she? That's not out. Now that's I can co-sign that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, she did it out of respect. She said
10-piece spicy.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
The 10-piece spicy.
And
doing pepper wet.
And as of I believe today, she has beat out Jade Cargill's record for the longest title reign by 2 days. By the time you hear it, it'd be 4 days, but still, I digress. The last time, and I really don't understand the logic behind this. The last time they had, well, not they, as in AEW, but pro wrestling had something similar to this, where you had a champion who held the belt for X amount of days, and you wanted to get rid of the record so bad to erase that person from history, was when Nikki Bella had defeated, I believe it was Paige, for the WWE Women's title, and then held on to it long enough to knock out AJ Lee's record as being the longest reigning women's champion ever. And then she lost it like a day after.
Because wrestling is petty.
Petty as shit.
All the time. So, okay, the unmentionable. You had Randy Orton. Randy Orton at one point in time was the youngest champion ever. But because of who he beat, you had to change that record just so it wouldn't be mentioned. So enter Brock Lesnar. Pause. And it continues every time. And then when someone leaves the company under less than amicable terms, then chances are whatever records they might hold will get smudged up and wiped away and forgotten. That's just how they operate. That's just how business is done, unfortunately. So Jade Cargill is just the newest victim of, backstage pettiness. We got to get this number off of Jade Cargill. We got to have somebody hold the title long enough that is an AEW homegrown product, or at least currently on the payroll, to wipe that away, because we can't have records within the company being held by prominently featured stars on another platform.
There you go. Man, this is we rolling here. Okay, cool. All right, let's get this going. I've been excited for this. With Andrade showing up at AEW, with the CMLL affiliation, I wouldn't doubt a merger's coming soon, but stranger things have happened. Tony Khan likes to collect things, so it's that, whatevs. You and I decided to come up with an idea to get more eyes on the product, and you don't watch Collision. But I think this,
not unless I'm held at gunpoint.
But I think this would possibly, and we're going to give you a little peek behind the curtain. We're not going to go too deep into the whys behind the what, because eventually it's probably going to end up being a tournament. I'm almost guaranteeing that this is going to be a tournament.
It should be. Matter of fact, I'm almost in favor of holding it until we
say less. Say less. Say less. The next tournament that we do will feature something that we think AEW could, and not just AEW, but the wrestling world as a whole will benefit from, in the aspect of growth potential and a reason to want to go to Jacksonville. Beyond the bag, if you will. Speaking of beyond the bag and growth potential, shouts out to STP, Shane Taylor Promotions. I shared a plane last week with Lee Moriarty.
Talk your thought.
Yeah, he got
problems.
Gave him a handshake and told him how proud of him we were of his representation, his accomplishments in AEW. So yeah, and I can guarantee you, with the 200 plus people that was on that plane, without knowing who he was first, sight unseen, I guarantee you I was the only person to know that was Lee Moriarty. especially at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Monday.
Because those are rich problems. Flying on a Monday.
Shouts out to Jen Jack. Shut up.
Hey, look, Jen Jack is the whole reason this episode is titled what it's titled. Because you started something.
Oh, boy. All right. So, Samoa Joe. Let's move on to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe has announced that he will not re-up for another deal. When he's done with this one, he's basically going to be done with professional wrestling. And even though there are dream matches that we could still get out of him, getting one last run in AEW, us getting to see him a couple of times since being in we saw his debut. We saw his AEW debut at the Supercard of Honor.
Facts.
And if I'm reflecting, that may be the only 2 times that I've seen Samoa Joe in action was with you, and Garland and in Greensboro.
Well, look at that.
So yeah, we can say that that's one of them. He's one of them ones, and he's definitely like my son Jay. Wait for it, BL. He's with kids for the Attitude Era talk about, like, you know, The Rock is the greatest person or greatest wrestler of all time. Right? My cousin Trey talked about how Jeff Hardy's his favorite wrestler of all time, and I can't knock it because of the era. My son comes from that era where Kurt Angle from TNA is one of his favorite wrestlers of all time. And mind you, he was at the SmackDown when Drew McIntyre was called the Chosen One.
Oh wow, that's significant.
September 2009 in Tulsa. My son was at that SmackDown. AJ Styles is of that ilk. Bobby Roode was of that ilk. And also on his list is Samoa Joe. These are people that you remember, people who were etched in your brain because of a certain time from a certain era in wrestling, like Butch Reed is to me. So, all that aside, one of the best things that ever come from Samoa Joe's career is the Nope.
Tell people what the Nope is.
If you are a pencil pusher and you follow us on all things social at Broken Pencil BC on what?
Everything. And everything.
The Nope is a Christopher Daniels screw up where Samoa Joe decided to rib Christopher Daniels. And it became a thing across all organizations. It is actually a move. Typically, it could be a flying cross body from the ropes. It could be something off the top rope.
Yes.
Joe is ready to execute the move. The cue goes to the talent. The talent starts to execute the move. And right before the move, the talent prepares to execute the move. Joe moves out the way, and the person splats.
Mid-flight walk-off.
And sometimes there's a reaction, sometimes there's not. I've seen him go, shucks. I've seen him go just shake his head. I've seen him just no-sell it completely.
Yes, yeah. It's one of those things. It's great.
It's been a while since we've done a BPBC mixtape. I think a good one before we get into this, you know who ain't gonna win.
Facts.
I think we need to go into a mixtape of Nopes that you want to see before Samoa Joe is done.
All right.
Now, granted, they have to be AEW or New Japan talent, even CMLL if you got some of those that you want to see. But I think we go 5 apiece.
Sounds good.
I'll let you do the honors.
Give me Ricochet. Pause.
I don't think we've seen a Ricochet Nope. You know what's crazy? Along the same lines, I was thinking AR Fox, and not only did I see one, but I saw one last week too. So I'm like, you know what? You gotta get it. Can't get that one anymore. Give me Darby Allin.
Yeah, a Nope on a coffin drop is just that's appointment television.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay.
That would be nasty. Just because I think it'll make me turn my thoughts about him around Jack Perry.
Trying to think of a really good one. You know what? This, and especially because you would never ever really see this. Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley does not come off the top rope or the middle rope for anything, so that's why it would be hilarious.
A nope on the shoulder tackle would be stupid.
That's how you do it. Lashley doesn't even come off the top rope. He's charging for a shoulder, and Joe just walk off. Okay, I got 3. Come on with it.
Young Bucks, both of them.
Yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Absolutely. Let them climb the ropes for like a double missile drop kick, and Joe just walk the fuck off.
They just collide feet.
Bruh. That's the spot to put a brand new shoe over. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Who's a good one? Only because I feel like he's gonna put the effort into it to make it memorable. MJF.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. I don't know if we've seen it or not, but especially right now with him having this. I'm torn. I'm torn on this one. I'll let you pick. I'm gonna throw 2 out there. I'm gonna let you pick. But because of the return of one guy and the new direction of this other guy, they both been in the same faction. You tell me, would you rather see it on Pac or Daniel Garcia?
Pac.
I think Pac would be more insane. So yeah, okay, let's go with Pac.
Yeah, Pac-Man. All right, last one. Lance Archer.
Gang.
Murder Hawk. But see, I'm gonna keep it cool. Like Murder Hawk probably not doing a whole lot off the top rope anymore just because of that one incident.
And age, but yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, look, work smarter, not harder. Yeah, I stick with the Murder Hawk.
All right. My last one, Hologram.
Too easy.
Hologram is, I think he's only been beaten once since showing up on Collision. And he keeps getting more ridiculous with his movesets.
Yeah.
So him doing something twisty and turny and trying to land on Joe ain't having that.
Dante Martin.
Yeah, if we Dante or Darius, either one of them.
Either
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush. If we could keep Private Party employed, that would work too. Kyle Fletcher. That's probably a really good one. But I tell you what, I got the one that's gonna top the whole list.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll do what you did. I got 2. You pick which one. First, Marina Shafir.
Oh, yeah.
Second, Athena.
I want to know how, with Athena. I don't know how we get there, but yeah, that's a good one too.
I do. When she tries to hit her finish, walk off, because her finish is tough. Like, it's gonna make a hell of a spectacle, and that's probably why I'm picking Athena.
Not mad at it. I'll run with it.
Love it.
Love it, man.
Love it, man. All right, so it looked like what we done tackled everything that need to be tackled except for this last tackling dummy.
Well, we need to drop it in. We're just gonna run through them.
Just run through them. I mean, hit the trigger and run through them.
All right, and let me see here. Find out where this thing is at. Why does that pop up here? We don't want you. We want you. All right, time to play a game.
Hey. Hey.
You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. Let's say that this again. I know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. We say that this again. One, two, three. Get your tail. One, two, three. Get the fuck on. One, two, three. Get your tail. One, two, three. Get the fuck on.
Hey. By Menon. Brought to you by Vida Hermosa Cigars, VitaHermosaCigars.com, Servo and Vega Pro Audio, ServoandVega.com, and tinyurl.com/BPBC merch. Get all your stuff. Get all your stuff. AEW, yeah, there it is, right there. QR codes and all that type of stuff. AEW WrestleDream, baby, coming to you live.
Thwack 'em, baby.
From St. Louis, Missouri, if you will.
Come on out here with that cashmere coat flare.
That might be one of the most hilarious laughs in the history of anything pro wrestling related in life.
Yeah, Big Dust was an entertainer.
Oh man, coming to you live from the Chevettes Arena in St. Louis. We have AEW WrestleDream. We're gonna run through these matches real quick and all this. In the so the 0 Hour has been renamed since going to HBO Max. It is now the Tailgate Brawl.
I think I like 0 Hour better.
I love 0 Hour much better, but I think that was a more of a Ring of Honor thing that they adopted. But yeah, I like 0 Hour way better than Tailgate Brawl. So
here's my marketing. Here's my marketing coming to the surface. The Max powered pregame.
I like that too, especially considering you got a couple of Maxes in the in the organization.
HBO to the max. But go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Kicking it off, FTR versus Jet Speed. Suave ain't gonna win.
Jet Speed.
I got FTR not winning this one.
You think?
Yeah, it's a pre-show match.
I mean, we got to keep them boys hot till Copeland come back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I hate your logic, but you're right. I don't think I think Jet Speed ain't gonna win. All right. Eddie Kingpin and Hook versus a team to be announced. Well, unless you talking about bringing the Road Warriors back, I don't see them losing.
You see what I'm saying? I'll take Kingpin and a Hook to win. TBA ain't gonna win.
TBA will not win. All right. Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale in a tag team match taking on Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, now known as Divine Vanity. Suave ain't gonna win.
Divine Vanity ain't gonna win.
I sure hate it too because Megan Bain deserves so much more.
I really think Willow Nightingale is just, like that.
And then for more bragging rights, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Pac taking on Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Tomohiro Ishii, and Roderick Strong. Suave ain't gonna
win. Anybody who ain't part of Death Riders.
Thank you. And you're gonna lose Roderick Strong tonight too. So there's that. I Quit match. YFN Darby taking on John Moxley. Suave ain't gonna win.
John Moxley ain't gonna win, but I'm also really weary of I Quit matches. Ever since '99, since they did what they did for Foley and The Rock.
The whole microphone piping.
Yeah. And then Darby saying I quit on the last episode of Dynamite feels like something. It feels like we're gonna get a rehash of that. I'm always leery of that.
It feels like to me we're not gonna even hear Darby say I quit tonight, but he's gonna lose the match. I got Darby not winning the match.
I just know they finna do some other world. It's finna be crazy.
Here's a Mercedes Moné taking on another challenger tonight, another mystery opponent. This is for the TBS. And the other challengers championship. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's an open. It's a belt collection match. Mm-hmm. So Mercedes Moné has requested a challenge from anybody else in the world who's a champion.
Okay.
And this belt is matches for the TBS title. So if Mercedes loses, now she's 9 belts Moné again. If she wins, she becomes 11 belts Moné and takes away Ultimo Dragon's record that she's tied for right now with 10 belts.
Why is this necessary?
Oh, well. Well, TBA, you're not going to win. Sorry. And you're going to lose your belt.
Who would TBA be, though? Like, from where?
I don't know anybody unaffiliated with the majors that we just talked about that's holding a belt.
Wait, who's Ring of Honor's champion?
Athena.
Still?
Yep.
Can we finally do what I asked for?
Have Athena take them all?
Finally do what I asked for.
You want Athena to take all the belts or just one by one?
One at a time. That can be it can be all of them or it can be one at a time. I really prefer one at a time.
Yeah, them playing Pluck would be great. They could play Pluck for a year if they wanted to.
And she keeps challenging back, going double. See, this is why Double or Nothing was so important. And All In would have been so important. You start her losing titles to Athena to where she's like, I'll bet the rest of them I have against what you have. And then All In, all the belts are on the line. Just come on, bro. Just work with me a little bit. Just
yeah.
You ain't even got to be in the room when I chef this up. go, you know what I'm saying? Go smoke a Vita Hermosa cigar.
Like at your Cero with this one right here, huh? This is what you doing, just
you know what I'm saying? Like bam. You seen Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Let me get in this kitchen and sous chef. Get your hand away from the cutting board.
Let's get it.
Yep.
Tornado Trios match. Tornado.
Why? Oh shit. Okay.
You know why? The Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate.
The Demand ain't gonna win.
The man ain't gonna win. It's time for Hurt Syndicate to get their lick back. Yeah. Singles match. Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. Suave ain't gonna win.
Tekla.
Tekla can't win if Jamie Hayter's just coming back. My take.
Yeah, that's it.
This would be interesting. This as a whole. I wasn't expecting to see this one on this card. For the AEW Tag Team Championship, your champions, Bandito and Brody King, taking on, representing the Don Callis family, your unified champion, Kazuchika Okada, taking on your newly crowned IWGP, and you're not newly crowned IWGP heavyweight champion, Konosuke Takeshita. So, Don Callis family, Okada and Takeshita taking on Brodito. Suave ain't gonna win.
Brodito.
Wow, you think they're about to run off with the plug?
Yep.
I figured there'd be some dissension in the race, but I like it.
I think that's more interesting. Like,
yeah, I agree totally.
The tag. Okay, let's keep it G. Since the Hurt Syndicate lost the tag titles by not being pinned, the tag team division has just kind of been.
And turmoil.
Brodito's been on every show. Yeah, that's cool. But what have they done?
Here's what's crazy, Suave. Since you framed it that way, the Hurt Syndicate has been nothing but trying to get comeuppance against the Demand since losing the titles that they were never pinned for. They never got a rematch.
Yeah, come on. So now, if our Japanese contingent can capture the titles, their story of dissension can play into them wrestling the Hurt Syndicate
and getting their lick back.
Bing. So we can go back to getting money with the Hurt Syndicate. You close out the story of the dissension between Takeshita and Okada, and then we move into the one-on-one of Takeshita and Okada.
For the AEW TNT title, Kyle Fletcher taking on Mark Briscoe. Suave ain't gonna win.
Mark Briscoe.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, Mark Briscoe. $500,000 tag team match. The Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express. Suave ain't gonna win.
Young Bucks ain't gonna win. And they're doing like a Temu version of bum ass Corbin.
Yeah, I this is exactly why I think the Young Bucks, the Jurassic Express will win or will not win, is because that's run its course. Get them their money back so they can stop acting like they didn't got it. But yeah, this is a very Temu scam site version of bum ass Corbin. For the AEW Women's Championship, your champion, Chris Statlander, getting a run back against Timeless Tony Storm. Suave who ain't gonna win.
Timeless Tony Storm.
Which I hate that they even got her in the match this fast for a rematch, because you have to have time to build up Chris Statlander. This is looking like a whole lot like Ric Flair versus Ronnie Garvin, with Chris Statlander playing the role of Ronnie Garvin.
My God, I hope it's not like that.
Me too. Me too.
I feel like you have an opportunity here if you have another woman that Timeless Tony Storm is going to start a program with. This is where you would have that person interfere, causing Tony Storm to lose. But
because you can get 9 months out of run at Tony Storm doing something else and come back and she can still be viable for the titles. Really that simple.
And then you do have these tag team titles that are coming for women here soon.
I'll be interested to see who Timeless Tony Storm could team with. I wonder if Thunder Rosa is going to come back and team with her for that. I think that would be good for both of them.
We'll see.
And then finally, the match we've all been waiting for. I can't believe I just said that.
Have we?
I'm disgusted I even said that. For the AEW World Championship, champion Hangnail Adam Page taking on Samoa Joe. Suave ain't gonna win.
I hate to say it, but just because I know better, Joe ain't gonna win.
I really think Joe needs to win, but he ain't gonna win.
I'll take it a step further. I won't say I think Joe should win. I think. Wait, you said Joe needs to win. I want him to win. He should win. Everything about logic says he should win, but we're not too far removed from Hangman Adam Page ending Jon Moxley's title run. So for him to lose the title that quickly afterwards just isn't a good look. Especially when the AEW title has not been passed around like a party favorite thus far.
Talk.
Like, champions are getting substantial reigns, getting an opportunity to build a catalog of work before, things happen.
Yeah.
And then there's the age-old question that I've been posing on this show every time there's a title match. If you go the other direction, what do you have planned for the ex-champion?
What do you have planned now? Well, I guess there's a whole rap sheet of people that can be lined up for Adam Page. I mean, honestly, if Page wins tonight, I think Swerve comes back tonight.
You think Swerve's back this soon?
Yeah, I think Swerve's back tonight. Yeah, it was just a meniscus. I mean, and he's young. He's an athlete. I think he's okay.
I think he's earned some actual time off, aside from the knee injury. Second, I'm good with Hangman and Swerve being separated for a while. Like, they've worked, air quotes, worked out their issues. They're on neutral ground. I don't need to necessarily see them together unless you can find me a situation where Page is outnumbered and he needs a tag partner, and that would be the return of Swerve to be that tag partner. And it needs to be an absolute surprise. Don't show me on Wednesday. I need TBA, and I need that TBA to last up until bell time.
There it is. Straight like that.
Problems.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
Show at BrokenPencilBC.com, BrokenPencilBC@gmail.com, at BrokenPencilBC on all things social, at BrokenPencilBC on what?
Everything,
and everything. Swab, take him to the house.
Pencil pushers, like, rate, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend, and then
tell that
friend again.
Yeah.
Heads up, pencils down.
Holla, player. You feel me?
Thwack 'em, baby.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.